Welcome back to the Daily Hunt. I'm Henry, and today we're going to be covering the markets as we always do, and I provide my analysis and insights as well as a breakdown of my portfolio. So if you're wondering why you should be listening to me, I am a top 15 trader in the US Investing Championship this year. I've made around 42% year to date, and I know a thing or two about the stock market and trading. I'm sitting around 250% with crypto, but that's not included in the US Investing Championship. The main thing I want to cover today is going into the Fed decision on interest rates. We want to be discussing how I position myself to take advantage of the opportunity, but also protect myself. We also want to cover where the market is and where I predict it going. We've done that in the past 6-7 videos, and we've discussed all these zones and areas that have been hit right now. And we're seeing that momentum moving higher. With crypto, it's been a bit weaker. So we're not seeing yet the momentum. I think we'll probably get it once the Fed makes its decision and Jerome Powell starts to speak positively about the move that he's going to make with reducing interest rates. I'm predicting interest rates to be reduced. However, I'm unsure whether it's going to be 25 basis points or 50 basis points. If we get 50 basis points, we are flying. If not, then it's a 50-50 just because we've gone on a run going into the decision. So it might be seen as a sign of weakness by the Fed. But let's get into the analysis. Let's look at the markets currently and where we're going, and where we stand with the stock market especially. Let's get into this heat map. As you can see here, large caps are doing really well. Tech, very, very nice. Tech services as well. Meta is a recent buy for me. Palantir was a watch, which I didn't trade, but some of my members on Discord traded. Tesla, a big winner for us in my community. We've been trading this since 300. I've entered twice since 300. We've made a decent amount there by exiting a little bit earlier and then re-entering on this move before this 21% gain of this week. And that's all verified and obviously proven with the alerts I've given my members as well as my performance in the US Investing Championship. So not only this, we've also had the Chinese market performing really well. We've had Alibaba, Baidu, IQ, all of those are running really, really nicely. And even in pre-market right now, they're doing really well. Up 8% Baidu just today. And we're sitting around, I think around 40% in the last 2 to 3 weeks now with those trades. But overall, we are also seeing commodities do well. Okay, commodities and finance recovering. We're seeing some health tech doing well as well. But usually, so what we're seeing right now is large cap rotation, and we're probably going to see small cap rotation going in if we get some nice data release here and a decision which is positive for the markets. Jerome Powell has to speak positively here. Jerome Powell is the key factor that we have to monitor today once the decision is made. I think on the decision, we'll probably still be sitting on the fence, but once he speaks about what's to come and where we're going, that's going to be important. Now, let's go right into the analysis because this is the most important. So, S&P 500, we're now flat for the last 2 days with the US 500. I look at the US 500 in pre-market just because it gives me the data in pre-market, whereas the S&P 500, which I usually draw on, is showing that we are now above the midpoint on the trend line, and we need to maintain this and can move above or bounce on a 10 EMA here, and then we can move lower. Okay, so that's the key. We move lower, we bounce, and then we move up higher again, or we hold up here and we move higher to around 6.7K, which has been my target since December of last year. I keep mentioning this every time we do one of these videos. That 6.5K, 6.7K was my level. The NASDAQ moving well. We have the level of 25,000 as the next point of target here, and it's looking very likely that we will achieve that. Even if we have a little bit of a dip, it will be a bounce and then a move up higher. The Russell 2000 has been flat, and for good reason, because this is a period where I think investors are bullish, but they're not willing to take risks on small caps just yet without knowing that there's going to be multiple interest rates being reduced over the next 3 to 6 months. The VIX spiked up a little bit yesterday. Very, very understandable here that we're going to have the VIX spiking up because volatility will increase due to just the current situation, the fact that we're going into a big decision for the financial markets, and the stock market especially will feel it. Today, in pre-market, we're getting a bit of a sell-off, and this is what we have to watch. I mentioned that 15.8 was the level. We are now kind of in a worried state, insecure state by traders, and we could probably see a dip here to go lower. Overall, I am seeing maybe a potential dip and then a rise, so we could probably get a bit of a sell-off here, and it would be within the norm for us to get a bit of sell-off. We've had a nice run for a few days. A tiny sell-off wouldn't be the end of the world as long as we find support around these levels within the channel. Now let's go into my stock portfolio. I want to just cover here quickly what I've been buying and where I am standing with these trades. So you have these top performers here, EN, GN. We have IQ, Baidu, Alibaba performing really well. Today, they're even higher. So Alibaba, another 2-3% today, and another 8% with Baidu. It's crazy numbers there. Then we had like Rigetti, quantum plays, like QBTS, and we have crypto players, BM&R, which I think will do really well. It's just a matter of when this will move. Tesla and Rivian, EVs, I expect them to do well. And then recent buys have been CR&T. Yesterday, we had a bit of, we bought OPFI. CCJ failed, as in it moved up higher and then it sold off, which is a shame. Maybe it moves up higher again and we have to hold it through. As swing traders, I'm willing to hold through it. And then Meta performing really well here. 2.3% is quite nice for one of these really large caps to achieve within a 1 or 2 day period. Snap also moving well. So overall, a very, very good portfolio here, moving really well in the last month or so. We've had moves that we've traded 1 day up to 32 days that we've been holding here. But I'm really liking these Chinese plays and some of these other themes I mentioned above it. Right, so now let's get into what the crypto market's doing. Okay, so Bitcoin showing nice momentum here. I am really liking the fact that we've cleared this trend line part of the channel here, and I would like to see a bounce here and a move up higher. Now, of course, this could come back within the channel, and again, I'm still looking at that 114 level as a support for Bitcoin, and if that's cleared, I think we go bearish, and we have to be worried about bearish momentum kicking in to the markets. Ethereum, we have it here. Ethereum within this wedge hasn't shown real bullish momentum here, although it's up today. Not really showing any recovery here. I think we're waiting for that big decision today, and then if it's positive, the market interprets it as a positive, multiple rate cuts, and so on, then we're going to get this running higher. If not, we're getting a sell-off, and I'd be worried about this level here, this trend line breaking around the 4.3. If that breaks, then we should be worried and try to get out of these positions that we are long in and look for the short. Okay, Bitcoin dominance also very important at the moment. I've been mentioning that this will move up higher, finding some resistance on this 20 EMA level, and we can probably dip here a little bit and see how the market reacts. If this moves up higher to around 59 or even 60, it will crush the crypto market. USDT dominance, not much to see here, and nothing that I would be basing my decisions on. So not worried here at all. The Dixie. Now let's go into commodities. Okay, I want to cover this really, really quickly. Short video. We've covered all of this before, so there's no need for us to focus on it too much. Double bottom, as I predicted on the Dixie, the US dollar, exactly as we predicted in previous videos. You can go and watch those videos as well. Double bottom and looking pretty good here. And what I mean by pretty good is looking like we're probably going to get a little bit of a bounce. Maybe today we get a sell-off. Very, very worrying signs. Good for the dollar, bad for my portfolio, and bad for our portfolios, I'm assuming, because most of us are going to be long. Gold. Okay, gold went all the way up to 3.7K as I predicted, and now I think we see a bit of a weakness and a bit of a sell-off. I can't see this moving up higher without a bounce around this 10. EMA level 3.6 or even 3.5. So that's what I'm looking at. Gold. We have US oil showing signs of a breakout here, and this could be an early trigger point, early buy into oil with the idea that we're looking for security plays and commodity plays as opposed to risk on assets going into the Fed interest rate decision. We have to see today if this momentum follows through. If it doesn't, then we're going into more risk on, smaller caps. If it does, then we move into secure plays such as commodities and defensive stocks. So we have natural gas as well. We're going to cover that. Been speaking about natural gas for the last week or two, saying that I think we're going to get a move higher because of seasonality. That's exactly what we're seeing here. Commodities doing really, really well. This is moving up higher. I haven't actually opened up a trade on this one. I am looking for some stocks to trade, but this can move up 40% on natural gas. Very, very good opportunity. Worth a look, and I provided extensive analysis in the previous videos, which you could go and watch yesterday's video and the days before, where we've covered this since this area around here. Other markets to watch are the Chinese market, which is doing well, I think, again, because the stock market in the US is spooked. They're worried about the volatility, they're worried about a sell-off, and that's the reason why we're seeing the Chinese market doing so well. And it's also the reason why I bought into the Chinese market with Baidu and Alibaba. Right, okay, so that's it for today. Very, very short video is because I want to focus on the key areas, and these are showing all the key areas here today. We've covered this in the previous videos. I don't want to dwell on this too much, and I will be talking about the Fed decision tomorrow. So make sure you subscribe and follow me on all social medias, as well as go and join my Discord group. There is a huge offer at the moment, a very, very cheap offer to join the Novice Trader Program. It is basically just seeing all of my watch lists every day, and it is a selective watch list. It is one where I might be showing you guys maybe 2 or 3 ideas that day. I might be trading all of them. Sometimes I trade 1 or 2, but they're all my top picks of the day, essentially, in crypto and stocks. You also get market analysis and macro analysis, and you get to communicate with me on there and ask me questions and interact with other members. We all trade swing trading ideas, and very, very, I know what I'm doing when it comes down to swing trading. So you're definitely going to get my top ideas there, regardless of you knowing my entry or exits. The Novice Trader Program is perfect for a newbie and a beginner, so go and join and check it out.